into worship with words by Reverend Dr. Rebecca Savage. Rejoice. Rejoice with full hearts, beloved people of blessing. Rejoice. May this time of worship celebrate what we know at our core. Blessings are real and ours to claim and radiate. Blessings are abundant and ours to revel in and pass along. Blessings are transformational and ours to be challenged by as we grow towards the faith we know we can be. Rejoice. Come, let us worship together. I invite you to rise in body or in spirit to join our voices in our opening hymn. Here we have gathered in number 360 in the Great Hymnal.
Lights our chalice with these words by Katie Savani Gelfand. We light our chalice as a symbol of gratitude. In this sanctuary, we harvest bushels of strength for one another. We cultivate a simple sweetness to brighten our spirits. May we be grateful for the ways we nourish and uplift each other. For it is the sharing of this hallowed time together that sustains us.
Indigenous origin story shared by the first peoples of the Great Lakes, as told by Robin Wall Kimmerer. In the beginning, there was Sky World, where people live as much they do on earth, alongside the great tree of life, on whose branches grew seeds and fruits and medicines, all of the gifts of plants on a single tree. One day, a great wind felled the tree, and a hole opened where its roots had been. When a beautiful young woman, called in our language Gishkokwe, or Sky Woman, ventured to the edge to look down, she lost her footing. When she reached out to the tree to stop her fall, a branch broke off in her hand. She fell like a maple seed pirouetting on an autumn breeze. A column of light streamed from a hole in Skyworld, marking her path where only darkness had been before. But in that emptiness, there were many gazing up at the sudden shaft of light. They saw there a small object, a mere dust mote in the beam. As it grew closer, they could see that it was a woman, arms outstretched, long black hair billowing behind as she spiraled toward them. The geese nodded at one another and rose from the water as one, in a wave of goose music. She felt the beats of their wings as they flew beneath and broke her fall. Far from the only home she'd ever known, she caught her breath at the warm embrace of soft feathers. And so it began. From the beginning of time, we are told that the very first encounter between humans and other beings of the earth was marked by care and responsibility, born on the strong wings of geese. The world at that time was covered entirely by water. The geese could not hold the woman much longer, so they called a council of all the beings to decide what to do. As Turtle floated in the watery gathering, he offered to let her rest on his back. The others understood that she needed land. The deep divers among them had heard of mud at the bottom of the water and agreed to retrieve some. One by one, the animals offered their help. The otter, the loon, the beaver. But the depth, the darkness, and the pressures were too great even for the strongest of swimmers, who came up gasping. Only the little muskrat was left, the weakest diver of all. He volunteered to go, while the others looked on doubtfully. His small legs flailed as he worked his way downward. He was gone for a very long time. They waited and waited, fearing the worst for their relative. A stream of bubbles rose, and the small, limp body of the muskrat floated upward. But the others noticed that his paw was tightly clenched, and when they pried it open, there was a small handful of mud. Turtle said, "Here, spread this mud on my back, and I will hold it." Sky Woman did as Turtle asked, and then began to sing her gratitude, and then to dance. As her feet caressed the earth, the land grew and grew from the dab of mud on Turtle's back. From the branch in her hand, she seeded the earth with green, and so the earth was made, not by one alone, but from the alchemy of two essential elements of gratitude and reciprocity. Together they formed what we know today as Turtle Island. In the beginning of the world, the other species were our life raft. Now, in the spirit of reciprocity, we must be theirs. Thanks for listening. Please remain seated for our prayer hymn, Spirit of Life, number 123 in the gray hymnal. And the silence that follows the spoken prayer. You are invited to come forward and light a candle for any joys or concerns that you hold in your heart this morning. Spirit of love and life, source of all that is. On this day of joy and abundance, we give our thanks for the rain that nurtures the earth and quenches our thirst, for the sun that sustains the plants and offers us warmth, for the field of corn that feeds both livestock and our children, for the trees that feed the woodpecker and offer shelter, for the worms burrowing in the soil from which life grows. May we know the reciprocity that sustains this blessed earth, a practice of not simply receiving, but of giving. May we protect her and nurture her, our blessed Mother who gives us life. May we know the earth as a living, breathing entity, and as such nurture her wealth of vegetation, keep her abundant waters healthy, protect her blessed resources, clean her polluted land, treasure her many gifts, tending to that which sustains us and gives us life. And may this teach us the wonders of abundance as we learn our own role in the unfolding of all creation. May it be so, and amen. I light a candle for the joys and concerns of those beloveds joining us virtually. And I light a candle for all else that we hold in our hearts and our minds this morning. If your heart is hurting, know that your community is here to help, as am I. Please reach out with any needs.
In the words of Michael Hall, as we approach the time for our offering, give what you will for the church that has meant so much to you, for the church that has meant so much to those who came before you, and for the church that will mean so much to the people you will never know. Give what you will, for you are a generous people. For those of you watching the service online, you may contribute to a virtual offering plate using the donate button on our website or by mailing a check to the church office. I invite the ushers forward to receive the offering. Our Unitarian Universalist value of interdependence. We honor the interdependent web of all existence. With reverence for the great web of life and with humility, we acknowledge our place in it. We covenant to protect the earth and all beings from exploitation. We will create and nurture sustainable relationships of care and respect, mutuality and justice. We will work to repair harm and damaged relationships. Our second reading is by Cherokee poet Mary Lou Awiakta, When the Earth Becomes an It. When the people call the earth mother, they take with love, and with love they give back, so all may live. When the people call the earth it, they use her, consume her strength, then people die. Already the sun is hot, out of season. Our mother's breast is going dry. She is taking all green into her heart and will not turn back until we call her by her name. I invite you to rise in body or spirit to join our voices in hymn 1067, Mother Earth, Beloved Garden.
In my early childhood years, my family lived in Pennsylvania. My sister and I had full access to our neighbors' expansive yards and were adjacent to a field that housed several horses. Amidst the untended bushes that lined the property, the array of animals, both domestic and wild, we felt rich. Many of our afternoons were spent exploring the land all around us. We soon realized we lived alongside wild raspberries and honeysuckle and treated each as if it were a true gift. Our fingers and tongues turned bright red as we plucked the fresh and juicy raspberries and tossed them into our mouths. We were filled with so much joy and pride at having found such a treat. Now, I still eat raspberries for breakfast each day in these cold winter months, but it is decidedly different. They are not a gift offered abundantly and graciously from the land, plucked one at a time with joy and adventure. They are items held in my fridge, sold for monetary gain. They remain in my fridge, not necessarily as a gift, but more of a commodity, and I sense the difference. How can I realign my relationship with nature by changing my idea of consumption? Robin Wall Kimmerer, a Potawatomi botanist and author, writes about the gift culture amidst Indigenous peoples. In her book, Braiding Sweetgrass, she speaks of relationships with strawberries, just as I experienced two different relationships with raspberries. Kimmerer emphasized the Indigenous practices of gratitude and reciprocity. She shared a story of making strawberry shortcake for her dad for his birthday. The field gave her strawberries, which she made into dessert for her father, and after a delightful meal, they gave back to the earth. In exchange for the delicious strawberries of which they had been gifted, they gave of their time and their attention to care for the strawberries still in the earth. They offered their heartfelt appreciation for the juice on their sticky red fingers. There are two stories here. One celebrates the richness, gratitude, amazement, and generosity of nature, honoring our connection and kinship to the natural world. The other highlights a commodity wrapped in plastic hidden in someone's fridge. It's a degree of separation as raspberries become an it. Instead of indifferent consumers, we need to be thankful, we need to foster relationship, and we need to give back in abundance. Culture is often shaped by history and by faith. We heard the story of the Sky Woman earlier. In her gratitude for the animals who broke her fall and saved her from her dramatic descent, she created land from the mud she was provided. The land grew and grew and grew until she created all the world. All abundance that surrounds us was made from the intersection of gratitude and reciprocity. The tale ends. In the beginning of the world, other species were our life raft. Now, in the spirit of reciprocity, we must be theirs. The predominant culture in this country varies greatly from these indigenous ideas and places emphasis instead on the idea of dominion. These are the dangers of detachment and superiority. We are deemed in charge of the natural world and all that resides within it. We treat nature with profound disrespect and sever ties with the idea of reciprocity. Plants and animals become unfeeling objects whose entire purpose on this earth is to give us what we need. This in part leads to what Kimmerer termed the fallacy of human exceptionalism. It is an idea ingrained in our culture that humans are fundamentally different from any other breathing creature, that we are more deserving of the resources of the earth, that we are better than the horses, than the eagle, than the deer that I often see grazing in my backyard. We fundamentally deserve the bounties of the earth, grains or corn or fresh water. She calls us to relinquish this role we have created as masters of the world and celebrate instead that we are, quote, an equal member in the democracy of all species. Yes, towering redwoods and mushrooms creating a home on a felled tree. The squirrel sashing its acorns. The spider weaving its web on your window frame. Us, each beloved person held in these sacred and hallowed walls. All equal gifts of creation. Those of God, or sky woman, or spirit of life. Not a piece of a perceived hierarchy, but a sacred and blessed equal. I want to share some words from Cherokee poet Mary Lou Awiakta, when the earth becomes an it. When the people call the earth mother, they take with love, and with love give back, so that all may live. When the people call earth it, they use her, consume her strength, and people die. Language plays such an important role in how we understand and relate to the world around us. Mother leads to beloved gratitude and abundant reciprocity, offered with sincere appreciation, and earth-sustaining reciprocal actions. It leads to exploitation that only serves to our detriment, exploitation that runs counter to the values and tenets of our faith, exploitation that has led to the climate crisis we are all steeped in, which is getting steadily worse. Crops fail and food becomes scarce. Storms increase in intensity as lands and lives are torn apart. The marginalized among us are most affected. When the world isn't it, then people die. If the ocean is seen as a place to dump our trash, or the air to dilute our emissions, or creatures are displaced, or an entire ecosystem is demolished to make room for human exploits, we all suffer. We consume her strength. I offer one example that is seemingly mundane. I am curious about our experiences in a grocery store or a farmer's market. We load our carts with grapes, apples, chicken, flour, milk. What do we see in these items? Is it an it, or a blessed and beloved gift of which we need to remain truly grateful? Do we think of the grapevines, the apple orchards, the living, breathing chickens, the field of wheat, the cows that offer that which sustains the calf? Do we think of those who farmed the land, who harvested the food, who delivered it to us? Or do we simply put the cellophane in our carts and progress to the next item on our list? Do we cook and eat gifts or commodities? Are we grateful? I want to highlight the values of our faith. We heard in our readings a recitation of our value of interdependence. This particular value, as articulated by our Unitarian Universalist faith, highlights the tenets of living as a part of this natural, beautiful, and abundant world. Quotes, we honor the interdependent web of all existence. Everything that exists is dependent on all else. As a people living the principles of our deeply held faith tradition, we protect the earth and condemn exploitation. Exploitation demolishes our web. We offer appreciation and celebrate the bounty of this gracious world by taking action to protect her and her abundant gifts. Yes, we need food for sustenance, and wood for shelter, and water to drink. But in reciprocity, we interact with the world from a place of faith, values, tenets, and gratitude. We are grateful. Kimmerer elaborates, if our first response is gratitude, then our second is reciprocity, to give in return. We are intimately connected to the abundance that is offered us. We can give our heartfelt appreciation and give a gift in return as we weed a garden, water plants, sing a song of thanks, or send our appreciation to the wind. Likewise, we can offer more indirect means of reciprocity, such as donating to a land trust to save habitats, or making art that invites others to the shared values of reciprocity. Our gifts to the natural world that we give in return are abundant. Every day we are offered gifts in abundance, gifts that we have not paid for, gifts that we have not earned, gifts that sustain us from the natural world that make our existence possible. May we give thanks. The very air we breathe taken for granted, the distant clouds that hold the water that serves to nurture us, the tulips and daylilies that offer their bountiful beauty, the cow that shares its milk, the worm that nourishes the plants we eat, the trees that become these pews of which you are sitting on. When we think of these as gifts, not things, paper, tables, breakfast, our entire relationship with the natural world changes. Living within this gratitude creates a sense of abundance. We already know we have everything that we need to survive. Thank you, Mother. I am called to be as grateful for a piece of paper as for a towering oak spruce tree, for are they not the same? To be as grateful for my morning bowl of cereal as for an amber field of grain, for the water in my drinking glass as I am for a cascading waterfall, for my ice cubes that I crunch on as for a glacier. They are one and the same. If it is a gift, then we spread it. We give thanks and we spread more joy and beauty. I pick blueberries in an orchard and give the fresh berries to my father, who then makes them into blueberry crisp, who then feeds it to my sister, who is then so fulfilled that she does one of her favorite activities, tending to her garden. We accept these gifts, starting from simple yet beautiful blueberries, and spread them. It is our own form of a gratitude and reciprocity economy. A reciprocity follows gratitude, as reciprocity follows gratitude again and again, rippling out to create abundant beauty in this wonderful, awe-filled, and finite world. So may we remain connected to Mother Earth. May we relish in natural beauty. May we offer prayers and blessings to the trees and the lush undergrowth. May we savor each bite we take and not take our nourishment for granted. May we water plants and may we tend to gardens. May we not let food rot in our fridge as a wasted life. May we celebrate each blessed cloud and rainstorm. May we center in beauty and wonder and awe. And so we leave these walls and return to the blessed Mother Earth, who gives us all we need to thrive and flourish in this beautiful and finite realm. May we live each day in acknowledgement of the intersection of our own faith and these ancient teachings, the interdependence of all things, and our sacred roles in this hallowed web. How each of us acts towards another human, How each of us acts towards each animal and plant, this has an impact on our Grace Mother Earth. Each action ripples out to affect all else. So, may these ripples be those of love and gratitude and reciprocity as we offer our thanks to that which serves to sustain our fragile and beautiful home. May we go into the world ready to give deep and abiding thanks and celebrate all that has been offered us. May we return to the earth, nurturing and protecting her. May we find raspberries and honeysuckle and strawberries and blueberries and receive them as a blessed gift to be shared with the world, just as my sister and I did. May we live each of our adult days as those of a child, when those wild berries served as an abundant source of wonder and delight. So, in this season of gratitude, may we pause to offer thanks. Thanks to those we love, thanks to joy and laughter, to an abundance of food, to the crisp fall air. In all of our days, we give thanks. May it be so, and amen. We now welcome a sense of abundance as we celebrate bread communion. We have created sustenance with the gifts nature so generously shared with us, our grains and butter and sugar and salt. We now have delicious food to nourish our minds, spirits, and bodies. In an act of gratitude and reciprocity, I invite you to come forward and share stories that accompany the bread or grain dish that you may have brought with you this morning. I brought cranberry nut bread. All growing up on special occasions, especially around Thanksgiving, my mom would make banana bread and cranberry nut bread. And it was just one of the most delightful things. I loved both of them. We'd wake up and have them for breakfast. It was a perfect and celebratory morning. And so in honor of my mom and all of her blessings, I brought cranberry nut bread.
I brought biscuits. My dad was from Texas, and he was a great Southern cook. And one of the things that he did really well was making biscuits. He made them every Christmas. We had biscuits for breakfast and at other special occasions.
I made Swedish cardamom buns. It's a recipe I found quite randomly, but thinking of Margot Vincent, who always brought cardamom buns. And Jim, I have a special one for you because I was worried that you would be tackled, getting to the table.
So I brought homemade pita, and pita bread is very cultural in my family. I came from Egypt and always served with every meal. And I'd love to say that this was my grandmother's recipe, but it is not. Alas, I found it on the internet at Amira's Kitchen. Not this Amira, not this Amira, but a different one. So I do love making this, and I will not eat store-bought pita ever again.
And is it white?
It's whole wheat, yes, it's whole wheat.
During a recent Justice Action Circle, Astera was like, you should really start making bread in a Dutch oven. So this is a sweet and salty Dutch oven roll to show.
And I brought Sally Lund bread. It's a gluten-free variety that I make, but the recipe comes from the regular recipe, not a gluten-free recipe, from my mom's cookbook, which is about, well, I could remember, it was old when I was a little girl, so it's been around a long time.
Blessed be the grains that nourish us in body and in spirit. Blessed be this day of gratitude and reciprocity. Blessed be this time as we gather in thanks for the abundant gifts of Mother Earth. May we offer appreciation for all that we have so graciously received and offer the earth our protection, nourishment, and love in return. Blessed be. Please rise in body or spirit to join our voices in hymn Go Lifted Up, number 1057 in your teal hymnal. Go forth from this sacred space to be enveloped in natural beauty and nourishment, holding deep and abiding appreciation for this blessed Mother Earth and her abundant gifts. May we, in turn, tend to this bountiful and generous world in each of our brief and beautiful days, nurturing each flower and insect and vegetable with all of the love and care and generosity that we hold deeply within. Go in peace and amen.
artist named Tia Wood. Last year when I was looking for Indigenous artists, I could find zero. But she did an award show this year with Shawn Mendes, if you've heard of him. So, and she's very lovely. And so you should check her out. Again, that's Tia Wood. Thank you.